apology for this network. Like, I am so
Honestly,
sorry.
the
I'm
network
so
is so
sorry
terrible.
for the
Yeah.
network. But we speak peace to this network, honestly. But
Amen.
I'm really, really sorry for the trouble of the network. Anyway, welcome to Good Morning with Jesus. I'm so excited for everybody that has been here with the banter of this network. I am really, really sorry. I really want to sincerely apologize for the network issue. But I want to welcome you as well. All the same, I want to say welcome to this channel, and I'm so excited seeing you all here. I really appreciate your presence. So today I'm sharing a topic titled Good Morning with Jesus. And this topic is I'm sharing it with a friend and a sister. She is a friend and she is one person that I really because of her strong because of how strong she is, I see her as someone that I would want to share logged on. Please subscribe.
Good morning, everybody. I want to. Yes, it is. Akande Josiah, I can see you. Thank you very much, sir, for joining. Um, so I am this. I used to call myself Jesus baby. Actually, I call myself Jesus baby because I gave my life to Christ quite early, like at 12. Yes, I was 12 years old when I started sensing God. My school we took fellowship very like it was a personal thing. Fellowship was really, really, really a thing in my school, and I was serious. Like anywhere I hear them clapping, I will always go there. Now, over time, it became something I just could not do without. You know, something I couldn't do without. I remember going out for altar call countless times. you know that childhood thing of if you want to give your life to Christ and you start feeling a little guilt, you go out and all that. But I'm so grateful to God. I God didn't let me go because later, I think at 13, I I started hearing God at 14. Like literally, I could tell when God was speaking. The instructions He would give me. I could feel Him. I could go to pray, and I didn't know any because I didn't have much friends growing up. It was all Christ. It was all Jesus. And since that 14, I started hearing Him. It's been a journey. Yes, it's been a journey up and down, a whole lot of things. But thank God we're here now and we give God the glory. He's been faithful. Yeah. Hello.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah. All right. I really appreciate your story. Although the network is really bad, I was not really hearing so much, but
Okay.
because I've been there too with you, so I can actually,
You can tell.
attest to what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So I have like some couple of questions I would like to ask. right?
All right. All
And
right.
I trust God that it will be an interactive section.
Okay.
All right. So I'm very curious because everybody have their own story to tell concerning
Yeah.
the journey of faith, right? But
Yes.
I know you started it while introducing yourself, but I would
Yes.
still love that you, or will I say, I'm curious to really know, you know, about your journey of faith. How did it really start? Where was the starting point of faith journey with you? For you and God, where was the starting point for you? Some
Okay.
people, it's not when they gave their life to Christ, right? It's There's a particular time it started. So when was your starting point for you? Would you mind sharing to us?
Sure. Sure. Okay. So my starting point in my journey with God was particularly in there's a school then called Innocent Secondary School. That school is no, I don't think, in fact, it's no more in existence. Yes, Innocent Secondary School. That was in 2004. Yes, that was
Wow.
in 2004. You know, there was just apart from the normal coming out to do altar call. Now, I grew up in a family where I am the firstborn, the firstborn. And then my dad is not a Christian. Like, I didn't grow up seeing my dad going to church. Now, my mom was the person going to church. But my mom was also not that, it's not like she was not serious, but she's just a normal Christian life person, just her quiet, normal, her business, she's just doing her thing. So being the firstborn in my family, and then I am from the Igbo tribe, and I grew up hearing that female are not important. Yes, hearing it. So that alone triggered something in me. And then, but there was a presence somewhere that was always loving me. I could feel it anytime I go to pray. That was just where I could open up myself. I could tell God anything. Like when I go to pray, I don't do the normal prayer of in Jesus' name we pray. Mm-mm. I talk to God as I'm talking now. I talked to him. I could hear him. I could sense him telling me, "You'll be fine. No, go and apologize to that person. What you said." And growing up, I had, in fact, as a child, if I react in anger, you will not like it. But then God really tamed that. In fact, he crushed it. Because anytime I react that way, I will go to him and I will feel this heaviness. I will feel very terrible. I will know he's not happy with me, but I will still go there because that is the only place I find succor. So if I go there, he will tell me, "No, what you said to that person was not good. What you did was not bad. You will go back and apologize." Sometimes I will say I'm not apologizing. The person looked for my trouble. I will not apologize. How would you say I should go and apologize? So you see that there
I
was a
know that
relationship.
feeling.
So you
I
see
know
that
that feeling. I know
it
it.
could even take days, but that days, maybe 2 days, I will lose my peace. I will not be able to eat. I will
Mm.
not be able to sleep. Nothing is making any
Wow.
sense. So I will now end up going to the person and I just say, "I am sorry." I will find the peace will just come immediately. My spirit will just calm down and all the drama in my heart will just stop. That was when I started making an inquiry. Who is this person I have been talking to? Who is he? I want to know him. So I will go. And I learned from school that if you want to know God, go and read the Bible. So I was always there. I was always there. So I started even hymns. Some of the hymns I have now. Now, because of the nature of my job, I don't even have I I cannot change my time with the Lord. I cannot do that.
Mm.
But there are certain those days now. I was a child. I was in the secondary school. So you have plenty time. You just go to school, and I was not the outgoing type too. I was always indoor. So that time I was alone. If I'm not reading my Bible, I was scoring hymns. I scored a lot of hymns. Some of the hymns I sing now, sometimes if they are singing hymns in my fellowship in the church, and then I will sing all the stanzas of the hymn, I didn't score them now. Those were the times I would sit down, I could score hymns. So it opened up my heart to God. Then when I started having, maybe after, when I entered Polytechnic, I started Polytechnic very early too. I was 16 when I gained admission into the Polytechnic. So yes, I was practically young when life started for me. So at that time, I had an Android phone, so I started searching. Who wrote these hymns? Who are they? I started knowing that you can actually have a personal walk with God that has nothing to do with in fact, that is why I tell people, nobody can actually wake up now and say, my journey with God started with God Himself. I am this child that God actually came and decided to say, okay, I want to begin a journey with you. We are going somewhere. Like Abraham. I didn't know where we are going, because where I am now was not my making. Like, I did not see this coming. That is why a lot of people that knew me as a child, if you tell them this is where Neka is, they'll be like, she didn't seem like it. Not in the negative. I told you I gave my life to Christ early. So I was always this church type. I was always in church. So everybody thought, she will grow up. Maybe she will go and marry a pastor. Or she will grow up, she will become a pastor. Or she will become an evangelist. And suddenly, the girl is not a pastor. The girl is even,
She's now,
do you get?
she's now,
The girl is now
but she's a
somewhere.
strong woman, though.
So if
The girl
anybody
is a
hear her,
strong woman.
do you understand? If anybody here, how can you say Neka that is in church, did not go to seminary school, did not go to convent?
No, but
Neka,
the girl is a strong woman. That's what I
Neka
believe.
is somewhere. Do you get? So they're like, how did this happen? Why? That's to tell you that there is, I can't, because of time, I may not be able to share all of my stories. Like, because it is really a journey. I am saying it with all sincerity that God
Yeah.
is real. God is more real than me. I say it anywhere. God is more real
Wow.
than, you see me. You see, I am very physical now. I am physical. You can see me. As physical as I am, God is more physical than me. God,
Yeah.
God is
That
so
is
real. Like, God is, His presence is palpable. His presence is
mm,
tangible. There is
mm,
no, there is no, there is no. He's not a farce. He's not an imagination of anybody's heart. He is not a
mm.
lie. He is not somebody cooked up somewhere and decided to say, okay,
Yeah.
come and follow Jesus. No, Jesus is real. Jesus is so real. So let me stop here now,
Wow.
and as we get talking, so I will not do all the talking.
Ah, the time will not let us actually allow you to finish the whole story,
Exactly.
but I know
Mm,
that the story is a beautiful one.
yeah.
You see, you started very young. Some of us didn't really start young,
Yeah.
but sometimes like for me, my journey of faith didn't really start when I actually had the salvation. It
Okay.
started when the Lord said it is time to be a son. Like,
Okay.
you've been a
Okay.
babe, you've
Okay.
been sucking, drinking milk, so it's time to
Yeah.
eat bones. And
Yeah.
then teaching me how to stay waiting.
Yeah.
Like, I literally had to learn to wait. When I
Yeah.
asked God for something, and
And him. Mm,
was when I began that faith journey. Well, your
yeah.
story is really beautiful. It's just time will not allow us. Time will
Yeah.
really not. But actually, there's something very profound you really said, that God is very tangible. That's
Yeah.
one thing that we believers are supposed to learn to carry. Like, God is
Yeah. Yeah.
real than real.
For
Let
more
me
real.
put it
Very
in.
real.
He's real than we humans, as much as it's
Yes. He's very real. Very much real.
beautiful. Yeah. So, I have another question to ask. Somehow in line with what I asked you initially. So, what if first of all, let me just ask this question directly, then give an example, right? What event has actually made you know that this, like, has been significant for you using your faith, on this journey? Why I'm saying this journey, because the journey has not ended. It's until you are being called home. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
on this journey, there were instances where your faith was tried. So what
Yes.
was your strength on that during that season? What was your strength? What helped you stay believing? What helped you stay knowing that my faith, I walk by faith and not by sight? What helped your mind on that season? So that's the question. Do you understand the question I
Yes,
asked?
I do. I do.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
Now, you see, I following God, as I said, because it's not something you calculate. It's not something you plan. You don't draft a course for God. You don't
Yeah.
carry your pen and biro and you say, okay, now we are going to we are going to follow Gwarimpa Avenue. We will now turn to Lugbe. We will now go to Kaduna Road. You don't do that with God. You see, I remember one day I sat down and then God was speaking to me. And then God, in my spirit, He was showing me a route. And then that route has a bend.
Hmm.
That bend, there is a crossroad. On that
Wow.
crossroad, there is a T junction. And then on that T junction, there is there are rough roads, very rough roads. Now, on that rough road, there are dark places, there are tunnels. You are still on the road. There are tunnels. There are places that are filled with water. When God was saying, even when you pass through water, I will be I will be with you. When you pass through the fire, it will not burn you. He was not joking. It's a road, though. As far as it's God you want to follow,
Mm.
is a road.
Mm.
That road, there is water. And it's not rain we're talking about. We're talking about sea. You see, the children of
Oh
Israel
wow.
passed through the Red Sea. There are
Mm.
still people passing through Red Sea of life. They may not call it Red Sea, but it's a Red Sea of life. Why is it called a Red Sea of life?
Mm.
Why is it called Red Sea of life? The children of Israel did not know they were coming to meet a sea. God did not tell them in Egypt that when you
Yeah.
are passing, as we are going now, you meet a Red Sea. It was when they got to the Red Sea, they saw Red Sea.
That
And
is
God did it in such a way that the Red Sea was in their front, Egyptians were at their back. Beside them were mountains they cannot start jumping. Beside them
mm.
were mountains they can. So God knew. God knows everything, and so He knew that they were coming. If He had told them that you will meet Red Sea in front, they will not stand up from Egypt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
He allowed. So when they got to Egypt, look at if like if you read that scripture, you will see the depths of the Red Sea.
Mm.
The
Yeah.
the it was deep. This what we are using to bury people now, Red Sea is times 10 of it, meaning that it was like they entered. When Apostle Paul was speaking, he said they entered into the red. So it's a very deep place that God had to patch water for them to pass on dry land.
Mm.
People are still going through that. If you are on a journey with God, there is something like that in your life.
Mm.
And I came there too. This little time I've spent, that is why sometimes, in fact, it got, and those are dealings of God. When God brings you to the path that is fire, He has a dealing for you.
Mm.
When God brings you to the path that is water, He has a peculiar dealing for you. When God brings you to the Red Sea, He has a peculiar dealing for you. So you see, in my own journey,
Mm.
when I gave my life to Christ, and then I said I went to a polytechnic, Kaduna Polytechnic to be precise. God, I was a member of the fellowship. I was even an ESCO and all that. You know, my work with God grew, and I could sense God. Then I joined the Navy. I know after teaching for a year,
Mm.
then I joined the Nigerian Navy. That was in 2000. I applied in 2012 and all the drama, some of this federal government stuff. And then I joined the Navy in 2013. We went for screening. I think that was where, all the while I was my parents. No matter what, you are with your parents. There are certain things you cannot do. You are with, even if they're like my own kind of. I don't know. Maybe because of how they saw me. My dad was not really this locking type.
Okay.
My dad gave me this freedom to like, I as a child I was organizing all nights for my church. I was traveling for conferences. I in fact I had gone to just few states in the north that I've not been to, so I was always traveling, as because I was the president of a lot of fellowship in my church, so I was organizing meetings for retreats and all that, so I was always traveling. So you see that, but you are with your parents, there's something. But when I joined the Navy at 21, I joined the Navy at 21. Oof, I was not alone. The girl, the Jesus baby was tried. Yes. At
Wow.
21, I joined the Navy and I saw another world. I saw a world of freedom where people could do anything. When I say anything, I mean anything. Man, like a lot of things were like, is this really happening? Is this really happening? And we trained in Port Harcourt. Traveling to Port Harcourt alone, I saw dramas on the road. In the north, we have a conservative life in the north. There are things you can't
Yeah.
wear it. Not because you're a
Yes.
Christian. The environment will not allow you wear it. You cannot
Yeah.
stand up and wear a bomb shot in the north. Where are you going to?
Ah, no.
You can't try it. Now,
You can't
they
try
will,
it. Even trouser,
there's
you
a kind of
cover
trouser you
to
wear
some extent.
in northern Nigeria that
Yeah.
they will stone you.
They will stone you. True.
So
Very
you see
true.
that the environment, so you see the environment was also a kind of. But when I was coming towards Port Harcourt now, eh, I saw people wearing bomb shot on the road though. I was like, this is not happening. I saw people wearing bomb shot on the road. People were wearing singlets and they were comfortable. People who go to church, they will not cover their hair. I'm like, what? What's the meaning of this? People could practically dress anyhow. You could see people, you could see boyfriend and girlfriend in the north, especially when you are not married. You will be hiding it.
They'll be hide.
It's in the night.
They'll be hiding. It's in the night.
Yeah.
That's true.
Port Harcourt, Lagos, what is there? A boyfriend will be seeing his girlfriend off, and then they are hugging each other on the road. So these are the new things I saw that
Mm.
I was like, but because I had a personal relationship with God and God was always grabbing me, I knew that okay, there are things I just can't do. Sin, like, not really now. These are appearances. I'm talking about a
Yeah.
personal walk with God. That because one thing I know that repels God is sin. Is sin.
Yeah.
No matter how good you are with God, no matter how nice you are, no matter how He has helped you, the moment sin starts coming, it's not as if He will go completely, but you will know that you are repelling somebody. You will know
Mm.
that okay, you are driving somebody. So God, my own journey, it got to a point where I started feeling okay at 21, 22, 23. mm, why am I always in? And I was always indoor. Why am I always indoor? Let me also go out. I want to go out, and then God will not allow me go out. Our
It was
fight
not your
started.
time.
Our fight started. So I will always be the only one at home. Everybody will
Yeah.
go out. People will go out. People will go and they were Christians too. Like, and honestly, this is not in a bad light, because our dealings and how we grew up are different, completely different. Me personally, apart from the fact that I'm a Christian, I am not an outgoing person. I
Mm.
can stay once there's light, I can
Mm.
stay in my room. I am fine. Nothing will make me go out. As long as my gadget is working, I have my music. I am fine. But I wanted to also go and then I wanted to also go and see what other people are doing now. What are they really doing? Let me go out. God will say, you're not going anywhere. Sit down. How can you say I should sit down? Why am I sitting down? He said, no, you are not going. Sit down. That was where our fight started. Do you know? It got to a point that I said, okay, it's because I'm going to church every time. That is why I will reduce my going to church. I practically started going to church only on Sundays. I stopped going for Bible studies. I stopped going for any weekly activity. I say it's because my own church. Everybody's calling me, and the people were actually calling me church girl. In fact, what triggered it was one day, I won't forget. Not really a friend, just somebody I know was coming back from. It was in the afternoon, and then he saw me, and he was like, "Neka." I said, "Yes." He said, "The way you are like this, only you just go to church, go to work, and come and sleep. What experiences do you have that you will share with your children? You're not even. What kind of life are you living?" What? Hey, hey! See that thing he said? I went and used it to. Please permit me to use the word quarrel. I had a quarrel with God. That God is not fair. You are not fair. You are not allowing me to go out. You are not
You know,
allowing
one
me.
thing,
Yes,
bad
you
that
are not. I started feeling terribly bad. And before you know what was happening, I was almost veering off the track. Yes. Before you know what was happening, I was almost, as I told you, by once you stop having fellowship with God, once you stop going for meetings that are supposed to be of help to you, you're already calling for trouble.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Especially when your personal quiet time is already being affected, you're already calling for trouble. You're already calling for trouble. Before you know what's happening, Satan would come. And I and I can tell you for free, Satan came.
Wow.
And I feel he was waiting for that time. And if
Wow.
not for the mercy of God, for whom God is, I won't be saying what I'm saying today. In fact, you won't know me. I would have been long gone. Yes, he came. But you see, God is that person that he's Apostle Paul said, even when we are not faithful, he will be faithful because he cannot deny himself.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true.
Yes.
Yeah.
So even when I got to that point where I felt people are enjoying something outside that I was not enjoying, and I want to go and enjoy with them, God kept me. Yes. And anytime I remember the arguments I had with God that time, all the fights and me insisting on, I wanted to just, in fact, I told him, hey, I will not do anything now. Let me just go and see. He said, you will not go and see. My sister, one time, in fact, I told him, in fact, I don't even want, I practically told God one day, Father, leave me alone. I'm not doing again. Maybe it's because I'm a Christian. Leave me alone.
You never knew
Yes.
you were righteously implicated.
I didn't know. I didn't know I was implicated. Leave me alone. I'm not doing again. But those times I would sense him. He would. Oh my God. Oh my God. Sometimes sometimes if I go to fellowship with him now, I keep telling him, "Oh Lord, you're so loving. I'm sorry. Those times I did not know, because there was when you go out and one first air that will blow you, say, fresh air has come. The second air that will start pushing wolves that will start coming. I ran. Nobody told me to run back. I ran back to the one that could keep me. Yeah. So I don't know if I've attempted that
You've
question.
really said a lot, Kai. You've really said a lot, my sister.
Yeah.
I remember I remember there was a time when I began to allow my mind to just to go away from God. So I
Yeah.
allowed my ears to tingle with the things that people were saying outside.
Okay.
I allowed
Mhm.
my mind to begin to trust the things that are mundane,
Yeah.
that are not God. And so
Yeah.
it began to try my faith. So
Yeah.
I did not understand if I was on the right path or
Yeah.
not. I began to see those things as things that are tangible. Something
Yeah.
that was not even anything. I began to see it as tangible things.
Yeah.
And I started asking God, like the same thing you did. I started saying, I don't know if this is me. Like, this is you. I don't know why serving you must be hard. My faith
Exactly.
was really tried at some point. It was really tried because
Yeah.
I was wondering if truly, what we were told when you give your life to Christ, you will not be told everything.
At all.
You will learn
You will
in the
learn. You
process.
learn as you go.
You learn as you go. So you might not be told everything. So coming into it, you have this mindset of everything will be all right. I'm a baby girl. So the baby girl Jesus baby girl will continue. But the Lord will prune you. A lot of weight you will need to shed.
He will cut it. He will cut.
He will cut it.
Yes, he will
And
cut.
with this, I remember, when Jesus said that it is going to be very hard for the rich man to walk through the eyes to enter the kingdom of God than so when that statement came, as you speak, I see it really. I understand why the Lord will have us shade weight, because you need to pass that gate, and the gate is narrow. The Bible have actually recorded that gate is narrow, so you can't be big. You will not be able to pass that gate. You have to shade weight, and shading those weights are a lot of things. You will have to go through the fire, and that fire is your faith being tried. It's actually your faith being tried. Some people, there was a day I received a call from someone that I don't communicate so much with. I don't really communicate with her. She just called me. She said she was trying to call someone, and then she called me, and then we exchanged pleasantries, right? And then the only thing she will ask, someone that I've not really spoken to for some time, the only thing she will ask is, "Are you married?" And I'm like, "Not yet." And she said, "Chai, Kai, you were one." I said, "Excuse me, calm down, please," because if I did not cut it short at that time, I would act like everything was all right. End the call, and it becomes something I start thinking about. So I had to stop it there, because I know that I'm on a journey, and I need to stop whatever it is that will stop this journey of faith for me. I needed to stop it, right? So thank you so much. Thank you, really. Like, I really appreciate this story you gave. Thank you so much, right? So they are one of in the Bible. I don't know, if you have an experience, let's say an experience, but I don't know if you have a knowledge of a patriarch who have walked this journey of faith and you want to talk about. For me, it's Abraham, right? But what's your own journey? Like, what's your own? Who is the person for you that you've seen in the Bible, and you're like, Kai, I would want to, as much as it looks hard physically, but this is someone that I would like to emulate his journey or her journey of faith. Who is the person? Like, who do you have in your heart? Who have you studied? Who have you seen? And you want to, have this work too. You want it in your life.
Okay. I am not one given to picking characters.
Okay.
I am not that kind of a person. I am this kind of a person that once I see you, even now, like even in the contemporary, if I see you and I like you, except maybe you're my friend, like you're my friend, that close party. But if I see you from a distance, or because I relate with everybody, but there are very close friends, and if I see you on first sight, or I just like what you do, I would admire you. I'll pick that thing I like, and I'll leave you. That's how I do. But
so what is the
I
thing
think
you have picked from one of the people?
Okay, yes. I think one person that is very striking for me is Deborah.
Okay.
Yes, one person that is very striking for me is Deborah. And a lot of the persons will now say it's because I am in the military. That is why I'm picking Deborah. No. In fact, I read about Deborah when I was in the Polytechnic. The first, I'm saying the first time because I later went to Polytechnic, of course, for my HND.
Okay.
So during my ND days, I read about Deborah, the wife of Lapidot, Judges. Deborah, the wife of Lapidot. Deborah was a woman. Now, Israel, the nation of Israel, was a patriarchal nation, in the sense that from the fall of Adam, women were sidelined. Me, also, if you ask me from now to tomorrow, I still believe that it was not God that gave that. Yes, God said the woman will, during childbirth, will do that, but sidelining of the women was not done by God.
It was not done
Mm-mm,
by God, though.
mm-mm.
And
It was,
sorry to say something. I don't know why women are being sidelined on this matter, because when Eve took that cake, that fruit to eat,
yes.
Adam was actually by her side. He saw everything. He wasn't somewhere around the field. He was
See,
actually there with her. The Bible recorded that. But I really don't know why it any conversation, anytime a conversation comes up and it came in line with this,
I don't
they
want to.
push it
If we
to
go
the
into this
women.
argument
But they
now,
forget that the man was by her side. So he
if
supported
we go into this
everything.
argument, we will not leave this place because I tell you, even amongst Christians, it is still an argument.
It's
But
still an argument.
you see, when the Bible called Satan a crafty person, God, God is a very intentional person. God is super intentional, like God is deliberate. So when God says the man came, I can tell you that it is came that is the and that is that if you study that came can take you the next 1 year if you have not finished studying, as long as it's God that told you the man came. When God said Satan is cunning, God knew what he was saying. See, Satan knew that, you see, a woman that God created, the woman was a, oh Jesus. When you are finished creating something, even as a human being now, you are finished making something, you allow it to, okay, maybe you are making a system, maybe a computer, then you are finished. You now sat down, you're not thinking, Kai, there's something I should have added to this computer. Kai, don't you think if I add a chip at the extreme end, I think it will make it faster. If I will down design it, I'll give it something that will make it more beautiful. Now, for me, that was what happened in God creating a woman. So the woman was created to actually deal with the devil. See, the woman was created to fit. See, by the time man has killed Satan, for example, I'm just making an instance, the woman will not come and scatter him, that he will not even find any part of his body. Satan saw it, maybe knew a part of it, and decided to come to attack the woman. And then humanity, men now came and carried it on their head and started feeling, women are our problem. But let us not go into that. If a woman did not eat the apple, we will not
That
be
is not the
suffering.
topic for
This
today.
woman will not be eating. So they are just
We
talking.
are on journey of faith. Even as a woman, we are on journey of faith.
So let us, but even in that kind of a patriarchal environment, Deborah still stood out. You can't imagine what that woman went through. From when she was growing up as a child, with her kind of tenacity, she was an outspoken person. You don't just become outspoken because you are now grown. You grow into these things, challenges. You meet people, and then I remember those days when I'm talking. A lot of people tell me, "You are too authoritative. Would you stop it?" Yes, I was shut down countless times by my friends, by neighbors, by uncles, by auntie. I didn't even know what they were talking about. I didn't even know what it means to be authoritative. Me, I was just talking my thing. They will say, "You are too authoritative. You are too this. You are too this. Come, would you stop it?" It affected me a kind of, but now I know why it was like that. Now I know. So for me, for Deborah to stand out, even with that kind of limitation, with a limitation that is from a community where no man could go to fight. No man to go to fight. No man could go to fight Caesarea. Read that account now. You will see where everybody ran. Judges 4, where everybody ran away, but Deborah stood. So for me, one character I love so much, and even with that, with all the power, she was still submissive. She was still a wife.
Yeah. She was still a wife.
She was still a wife. The Bible says Deborah, the wife of Lapidot. Lapidot was not really mentioned though, but she was a wife to Lapidot. Her husband allowed her to shine. She went to battle as a wife. She went to battle as a wife. Like Barak said with his mouth that if you are not going, I no go go. He told her, if you know that you want to send me to go for this battle and you know you're not following me, just stay. Deborah now said, I will follow you. Deborah was in front. She was a mother. The Bible says people call her now a mother in Israel.
Yeah. A mother and a judge.
A mother, a judge, a wife. She had, that means, Israel now. Israel was large and Israel, they are not poor people. They are wealthy people. Go and read it from Numbers. People that when they are making sacrifices, those days, if you have plenty animals, you are rich. A lot of them had plenty. They were not sacrificing rabbits now. They were sacrificing massive animals. So they were wealthy. Now imagine the whole of Israel submitting to her, meaning that Deborah was wealthy. Deborah had money. Deborah was influential. Deborah was affluential. She was still a wife. She was still nothing. There's nothing she had that affected her submitting to her husband. There is nothing she had. She was not inferior. She told Barak, "You will not go. We will go, and God will hand over that battle to a woman." And God did that. In fact, Barak was running up and down, running. The person that killed Sisera. Oh, God is sweet. The person that killed Sisera, you know what she used? Milk. The Bible says she carried milk. When Sisera ran, he was tired. He came to her room. She now said, you are running. He said, yes, save me. She said, come. She carried, Bible say, warm milk. She gave him. He drank. He slept. She just carry peg. Bible says she carry 10 peg. She put it here and just hit him. Come. The man be gone. Because a woman did not listen to the limitations in her time. Because a woman did not say, may they not say, because there's something about women, no. It's not men. In fact, for me, this is personal now. I even prefer, because of my nature of work, I work more with men. I have worked in a place where I was almost the only female. Formally, I prefer working with men. You know why? Men will not give you drama, too much drama. If you work with women, sorry, this is on a lighter note, though. And we are trying to change that narrative now. For some of us that are working with women, we are women, we are ladies. We can't fight ourselves. We can't. We can't. So, because in that time, there were also women that were wise, but they were hiding. They were intimidated. Those kind of women, most of them will be pulling those outspoken women down. They'll just say, I bet you're on too much, Joe. What is your problem? Are you the only woman in this place? I bet calm down, no? What is doing you? There were women like that in that time. Deborah did not listen to them. Deborah still went to battle and came back and won and sang a song in Judges 5. For me, these are instructional. I can't shrug off from them. And if God could do that with Deborah, He's still doing it. He's still raising people. So we are trusting Him that He will raise more people like Deborah in our time. Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Deborah was actually a wife, a sister. She's just a lot. A wife. Even though the Bible did not really record her biography, but I know she's a senior sister that will be on point, man. But yeah, I know, like, I believe that Deborah was, in fact, when people say the Deborah of our time, right? it means that it's the woman who stood up, like the one who stood up for our time. That's how I see Deborah. I see her as the one who said, I will not be silenced.
Yeah.
I see her as the one who said, I will not allow my mouth to be shut. Israel needs my help. Israel needs me. See, one
Remember,
thing I believe is, yeah.
Remember at that time, the Bible said that no, in fact, people didn't want to come out to rule Israel. A lot of people came. They were ruling as per by number, as per 6 months, maybe 2 years. They will die. Something will happen. The Midianites will come for them. It was in the heat of that time. That's to tell you that a woman that God has created and made to to carry out instructions or to win battles, no matter the terrain, no matter how hot, no matter how terrible that environment is, God will still uphold her and she will do great exploits. We don't I I say it casually that by the time Jesus comes, whenever God will decide that he's coming, I feel we will not have used half of the intellect or half of the intention that God has created a woman to be. A woman is much more. Men are wonderful, but you see, a woman that God created, we cannot exhaust it here. We can't.
This is really this is so much of a journey, honestly. Especially for you. This is so much of a journey. Please, some people are saying that they can't join. I don't really understand. Let me try to see if I can share this link. But I don't know why people can't join. I don't know why. But anyway, I'll just do my own part. Yeah. So I see Abraham as one person because Abraham's faith for me was just huge. This is somebody that his father started the journey, right? His father started the journey of faith with God. And at some point, he had to stop and he couldn't continue the journey.
Yeah.
And then the Lord said, I will raise another man. And the man happens to be Abraham, right? And Abraham um, started this journey, where not even knowing where he's going to, not even knowing. You should just go to your page. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to, send them the message to because I can't do this live right now.
Share your link. Share your page link on your status.
Okay.
If you can.
I don't know if I can. That's the
Okay.
thing. I really don't know if I can, but let me try. Let
Okay.
me try to do that. Um, and anybody who actually have my page should share it to. So I've done that, and I believe that anybody that was not able to join now, I don't know. So let me continue what I was saying. So Abraham was one person that I saw because you're going to a place you don't know about. You just heard. People will actually, in this time and day of our lives, they will call you a mad person. And sometimes, in fact, now, sir, if you hear the place, it could be that the Lord will say, take up your bag, go to Ibadan. Take up your bag, go to Calabar, right? Take up your bag, go to. But some people, but in Abraham's time, said a place where I will show you. Like, there's no place. How do I know? So that was not just the faith for me. It's the process, the fact that on the journey, even while Abraham took up his wife and everything, Lot, they followed him, right? The faith journey here for me is the fact that At every point, he just knew that it's the Lord who said I should take up my things, my wife, my family. So I trust him. And another thing that hit me was when he gave birth to Isaac. That's another thing. Because I was like, how did you love this man so much? And the Bible, one thing I know is that the Bible will record every tangible things, right? Right? So the Bible did not record that when the Lord told Abraham to take his son and to take his son and sacrifice his son. The Bible did not record that Abraham cried or said, Lord, I will not do it. Or that's what it is for me. Because the honest truth, at this point and time of my life, right? Although, thank you, Jesus, I'm on the journey and I'm really grateful. The Lord is doing a work on me, but I'm still trying to see that as a mystery. He just took up his son and he actually went to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Like, can we really find that kind of faith now? Because I'm still seeing that Abraham did not question the supremacy of God. He did not question the sovereignty of God. He just knew it is God that give, it is God that take. Right?
Simple.
Then let's look at Job. Job is another person that portrayed another faith for me. He
Wow.
was everything about Job was gone in one day. Some people will go into bad depression and they will die. But Job did not. And even
You,
when the faith was not even tried, when all those things were taken away, it was when his wife now came and said, do you want to keep suffering? Cause
you
God and die. Now, people are looking at it in a way that this woman was, she don't know God. Why would you say that to your husband? But I'm actually looking at it in, what if I'm seeing my husband suffer? I'm tired of seeing it.
you know,
If it
you
is
know,
possible he curse God and die, let him die. Because he was in misery, right?
and
He was
and
in
even if he had
misery.
cursed God, for me, even if he had cursed God, Job wouldn't have died. It was who told the wife that if he cursed God, he would
At the
die.
point, I don't even think he would have died. He would have it would just be like his
The
job,
wife
the,
just
the
believe that
ranking,
the wife just believe that
the ranking would
you
have
are
just come
suffering
down
because you love
for
God.
me because it
Stop
was a
loving God.
conversation that led to what happened to Job. God had a conversation with the devil, right? So for me, it was a conversation that led to what happened to Job. That conversation came up, and God just needed to tell Satan that, see, it's not everybody. You cannot, I know this one. I know him so much, right? So this journey of faith for me is vast, is
My
broad, is broad,
yes.
is broad. In a woman's life, they look at the journey. Many people call their journey of faith childbearing. Many people call their journey of faith marriage. Many people call their, as for a woman, I'm saying woman because obviously, like, we are women here, right? So that's how many people call their journey of faith. But for me, journey of faith with God is that point where you begin to see yourself as a son, and you start to um you deliberately want to start doing all those things that the son did. The son waited, the son sacrificed himself, right? Sacrifice is another thing you do. And on this journey, you must learn that sacrifice is important. Sacrifice still comes in giving, because as much as you will save so much for the year for your life, the Lord will have you give that money to someone. That's
Yes.
another journey. That's another faith
You,
that is
you
tried
see?
here. That's
Yes.
another, because you don't even know if you will get back.
You see him.
That's another thing.
Yes. Talking about that part of that part. I remember I started hearing God at 14. And I used then in 2014, that was around, okay, before I left secondary school. Now, I am coming from from a humble background, you know, not like we're not having anything at all, but, you know, my parents, my mom was a trader, she was a businesswoman, my dad was a businesswoman, we're managing and all that. And I attended a private school and all that. But then I was not this, as I told you, I was not this really outgoing person. So I was always contented, and clothes were not tough. It is the few clothes my mom, could provide for me that I had. And I tell you, they were not that much, because there were times that she would even give me money to go and buy. I won't buy that clothes. I'll use it and go and do program in church. Yes, that one was another problem. I had problem with her because of that one. There were times that she would, because I remember that time my mom would say, I didn't know how to ask for something. Like, I can't wake up now and tell my mother, give me money for this. It was difficult for me. So when my mom noticed, she would there's this, I don't know, in the north, there's this contribution. In Yoruba people call it ajo. So the woman comes, collect money, collect card. My mom was doing for me. So the woman will come. Yes, every day my mom gives her money. At the end of the month, the woman will gather the money and she will give me. My mom doesn't know how I spend that money. How she doesn't even want to know. It's not her business. Anything I want to buy, I can buy with it. I've never bought clothes with that money. I never bought clothes with it. But most I can remember is I use it to maybe go and do flyers for church program. Flyers for church program. If I go and my mom will now say, when I now come and I'm doing somehow, my mom will say, what is it? I'll now say, I want to buy one slippers. My mom will say, how much is that hotel? She'll say, but maybe they gave you 6,000 naira yesterday. What did you do with it? Or last week? I will keep quiet. What did you do with
Church
it?
program.
I will not. I use it to go and do church program. And then our quarter will start. So now,
Yeah.
the food where I'm coming to is, there were some skirts that were my best skirts, best of the best, that any good event I will wear
I
it
know
and
that.
go.
Yeah.
One day,
Yes, I
God
know
said,
it.
you see that skirt,
Give it
that
out.
particular skirt, carry it with the top, fold it, go and give to, even mention the name of the person. I was like, what did you say? I have other skirts that I can give, that if I give, I will not feel it. Do you get that? God said that particular one, that skirt was a new skirt. I just wore it whether twice. God said, carry it, go and give to this person. And I'm like, why? He said, you don't ask me why. Go and give her. I refused. After like how many days, maybe weeks, I carried that skirt. Because when God gives you an instruction and he wants you to carry, you will carry it out. Because your peace will disappear. Nothing will be making sense to you. Anywhere you are going, you are seeing skirts. Anywhere you are going, you are hearing, carry that skirt, go. Carry that skirt, go. That's how I kept giving out most of my. If I buy a new clothes, I know in my mind I'm already at a point. I started saying, okay, that's how I go and buy clothes now. They'll say I should go and give it that I'm not buying. Now, one thing God taught me was that you don't hold on to things. You don't grab something and hold it and keep it to your chest. You can do without anything,
Don't
as long as
right?
you can
With
do.
God.
You don't hold. So they are all
Don't
part
own
of right,
anything
right,
with God.
right now. Right now, God has shown us mercy. The clothes safe, and now He's not even giving instruction to go and give out clothes again, because God has helped us. Clothes is no more a problem by the grace of God. Praise God.
Hallelujah. So
Yeah.
much. Whew. This network. I speak peace. You cannot do anything
Yeah.
again. Like, you cannot do
At
anything
all.
again. Wow. Neka, it's actually a blessed time having you here. In fact, I am honored having you with Good Morning with Jesus. I am really
I am.
honored,
I
honestly.
am honored too.
Um, I just want to say that there are some times when during our giving is really tried, is because of how much we hold so much onto that thing. If we are with God, we should have that mindset that I I don't own anything.
At all.
My life like this is all God. But sometimes, even how much we say those things, there are still sometimes that the Lord will say, as you don't hold anything, yeah, give this one.
Give this one.
You
You
see
say you're not
yourself
giving.
holding. Are you serious? I know I said it, but Lord, Haba, you know. I have actually that kind of experience. I've had it a couple of times where I needed to give something out, and I I just had to give it because I knew that it's not mine,
At
right?
all.
Because one thing with the Lord, like you said, He will your peace will just go. He will just be there, oh, quiet, but He has said His thing. It's your peace that will just leave. And wow, Neka, thank you so much. The journey of faith is really broad, and it's broad is very very
Very
large. If we want to finish continue talking about this journey of faith, honestly, Bam, we will not finish it today.
at all.
That's the honest truth. We will not finish it today, but I really appreciate the fact that you
You're
could share
welcome.
your journey
Yeah.
with everybody out there. And I'd like to just say this. I purposely brought Neka to share her journey of faith because I'd like us to know that it can be anybody. You don't have to program your mind to a certain kind of people. Once you've taken up the bold step, Lord, it is you and nothing and no one else, right? The
Yeah.
Lord is just you, the trial, the pruning, everything will start. Some days you ask and right, you really get is you will wait. But it does not mean that the Lord has left at that time. The Lord wants you to wait. The Lord wants you to learn patience and learn faith, right? Faith is actually one of the fruit of the spirit that we as that we believers we don't really um work with. We can work with being good. We can just be kind to people, right? We can just be, but most times it's our faith that is being
Yeah.
tried. Most times God just wants to know how much. You say you love me. I just want to know how much. Even we human beings, we do it to ourselves. Talk more of God,
God.
right? So I really the fact that you honored me coming on this channel to
Yeah.
share your journey, right? I really, really appreciate it. Some of us, our journey of faith is even in where we work, right? We have people or bosses that
Oh,
they are really something else. They are difficult, but the Lord will have you just trust Him and follow Him, and everything will actually, like the Bible always say, all things work together for our good.
oh,
It may
good.
not look like it at the first time, but
So we're going
in
somewhere.
fact, even today, my journey of faith was tried. I had to, in fact, let me just say this before I round up, right? I had to, I had to wake up and there was no light. And I told the Lord, I said, Lord, I don't understand this thing. Last week Saturday, they did not blink. And today that your presence. And then he just brought it to my head that just go and do other things and forget about it, right? But this kind of thing, your mind will still be there. And so I knew that I had to pray. So I had to pray. I just had to start praying. I just had to start praying. Oh, I just had to start talking to the Lord. I just had to start praying about it. And I just knew that, okay, I need to walk elsewhere. I need to do other things. And just right before the time, the Lord just brought the lights. And I was like, Holy Spirit, you are good. I love you. You are good, honestly. So thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
for joining this program. Thank you everybody who joined. I really appreciate your presence here. I really really appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. So much. I really appreciate your presence. Thank you very very much. Yes. So um Neka, thank you for joining this
You're
program.
welcome.
I am so grateful.
You're-
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Wow, your journey of faith is really a story. Wow, like maybe after this call, another
No,
time we'll have a conversation. We'll have a conversation. But
you're
yeah,
welcome.
thank you so much,
You're
Neka.
welcome.
I really appreciate your presence. Thank you very much. Yeah, so like I'll still say to everybody who joins this program, yeah, please subscribe to this program. Please
Please
subscribe to
try
Good
to.
Morning with Jesus. It's your presence that can actually help, boost my own confidence coming out, You understand this? So subscribe, like, and share to your friends, to your loved ones. It is, I really would appreciate that.
All right.